Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you've been coming back to the channel, and if you're new, hello. Uh, I think I'm going to go straight off into the list. This is going to be a list of short books that will make you reinvigorate your passion for books kind of list. Okay, I don't even know what I'm saying, but my head is all over the place today. So I'm not going to think too much. I'm just going to shoot it straight. All right. Uh, there are a couple of books, okay, but the first one that I do want to start with because it has just started to rain here, and okay, full disclosure, I am reading Mysteries of Udolpho. Okay, now by no means is this a short book. It's like good 680 pages long, and it's taking quite a long time because goddamn, look at that font size. Like it's it's way too small. Anyway, the point is that because I was reading this, I mean, I'm still reading it for about a month. I thought, why not read shorter books? Meanwhile, I'm not going to be reading it in the morning because I need a large chunk of time to, get into the pace. So, meanwhile, I thought, why don't I read some short books in the morning and in the evening? I read this in the afternoon. So, that's how it goes for me. If I have something like, a large book, I will just like pick it up in the noon, not in the evening, not in the morning. Well, anyway, and because it was raining, I wanted something goth and something that will hit my brain like a 2-ton truck. That is what I wanted. So I reread Franny and Zooey. I mean, I don't know if I have talked about this book before on the channel, but oh my god, this can give me heart attacks. Like that's the way this book is. Franny and Zooey. Franny and Zooey. Franny. Franny is a shorter story in the Franny and Zooey thing, and Zooey is much larger. It pretty much is paced like a play, right? Though it has a bit of prose going on for it, but I think largely it is. You can kind of sum it up, kind of in a way, like a play. What is it about? What is it about? Spirituality, anxiety, and existentialism. So it has a lot of like hardcore subjects going on for it. Uh, and there's a lot of emphasis on like how everything is bullshit, just absolute bullshit. So if you want to get into something like that, this is a lot of like intellectual phony, kind of topping yourself off at that point kind of shit. And Salinger is always just like you. If you've read JD, like he's one of the best. So I would say Franny and Zoe, yeah, first on the list. I mean, I just wanted to get it over with Franny and Zoe. Anyway, uh, the second book is Miss Dalloway. I mean, if you know me, you know that I love Jack Kerouac and I love spontaneous prose. And Virginia Woolf uses this thing called a stream of consciousness, and that's how this book has been structured. Like the narrative has been structured in a very uh, free-flowing kind of conversation, free-flowing prose. Like it just jumps from one place to another. Like if I don't know how I could compare this to anything because when you would think of something like William Faulkner, that is like double down version of this, or like even something much more absurd. But this makes sense. This makes absolute sense. It might be a little hard for the first 5 pages, but once you've figured out the way the narrative is working, I don't think you will have a problem. Miss Dalloway, I absolutely loved it. I I think I've talked about this book for a very long time to my friends. I was just like, Virginia Woolf is just a very brilliant writer. I mean, and I haven't even read much of her stuff. All I've read is A Room of One's Own, and was Dalloway, and it was just a brilliant read. Mm, it's I loved it, and the way it switches characters. It feels like each one of them is kind of a major character at the end of it, and it feels like you. I didn't feel like I had any disconnect with any of the characters because it kept jumping. I just felt like I equally liked each character, and that is something you cannot do in just 160 pages. 160, once 178 pages. What? Anyway, more on a little bit of kind of classics. Yeah, kind of classic. Anton Chekhov. Now, this is if you want to read short, you might as well read short stories, right? And who better than Chekhov? I mean, he's written one of the best short stories, ever. So I think you will find many versions and many different translations of Anton Chekhov. I don't have any personal favorites. I've read three of the same stuff, and I like them all. So any of Anton Chekhov would work. Mine says A Doctor's Visit. This is Bantam classic. You'll find many other stuff, and I think pretty much most of them would have those similar stories going on. Maybe a different translation. That is all. But I think starting with Russian literature and not checking up on Chekhov is is a crime, absolute crime. I think this would just some stories are just shorter, 5 pages. Some are a little bit larger. So if you think you are going to be liking Anton Chekhov, I highly suggest you read his novellas, short novels of Anton Chekhov. This is, I think, I fell in love with Chekhov after reading this, especially The Duel and 3 Years. Is that what it is called? Yes, 3 Years, The Duel. Actually, My Life is also just as good. The Step is actually absolutely brilliant. I think you wouldn't go wrong with Anton Chekhov, and you would absolutely feel like you've read a novel by the end of it. These are 4 or 5 short novels, and after finishing each one, I will assure you that you will feel like you have read a complete novel kind of stuff. Well, some small mentions here, which is Oscar Wilde's plays. These are comedies made basically. This one is Importance of Being Earnest. I mean, I think there have been many reiterations of this, so you might have seen it somewhere. You might have known the story from somewhere or someplace. But I think it's so short and it's so funny. It's not even if I just say one thing, it'll just spoil the whole thing. So, Importance of Being Earnest. It's a play. Both are plays. Lady Windermere's Fan is also a play, and it's short. It's comedy. It's fun. I mean, who does not like a little bit of fun in between? I mean, always having the doom and gloom going on is not going to work out. So you need a little bit of Oscar Wildeness in you. Okay, the last one that I want to mention has been my favorite book for a very long time. Shit. Okay. It's Father and Children, Evan Turgenev. This book just blew me away. I mean, by miles off. Absolutely loved it, to say the least. It goes into so much of the different ideas of the new age and the old age thinking, a bit of conservative, and here we are going Basarov was someone who is much more liberal, kind of, who would do something for a lot. I'm messing this up. I don't think I can mention a lot about this book. But I think the philosophical ideas discussed in this book are absolutely brilliant and are still relevant today, which is, absolutely mind blowing when I read it. I am thinking of doing a bit of reread of Fathers and Children, which would absolutely make sense before the end of this year, hopefully. And I intend to make a whole video just about father and children. For other, I think translation is also known as father and sons, I guess. This one is fathers and children. It's an absolute brilliant read. It's not even very long. It is like 221. But look at the font size, dude. Like, it's huge, huge font size. So yeah, that's that. No crazy close-up video shots going on because my PC has stopped working. I mean, it's not stopped working. There's no graphics card, so I need to get a graphics card. It's kind of like out of out of work. No, not out of work. Out of commission at the moment. We'll get it back. And I don't think I will be doing the whole, the videography thing of it because I'm way too tired with a lot of stuff already going on. So I don't think I'll be doing that, but I think I'll be doing a lot more other stuff when I get the PC back running and going for real good. Any other things that I want to mention? Think I'll be making a video about tarot cards soon. I don't know when, but soon, definitely. I've been using it a lot. I've got a much more better understanding of what and how it works. So yeah, that one is incoming. Apart from that, thanks for watching and see you guys again soon, hopefully.